Happy evening, y'all. So, I want to make you smile. I want to share a very sweet memory that I had, that my father, before he passed away, that he brought back to my remembrance, if that makes sense. And the reason I want to do this is just, you know, I've said this many times, like my whole life is on YouTube, practically, pretty much. And soon, like almost all of it will be, because I actually have a second channel that it's not religious. It's just for my friends that I grew up with, where I read journal entries and I lip sync and do some silly things, tell silly stories about them. So, and I just don't talk about it here, but I'm in the process of uploading a bunch of videos for that channel. Anyways, so the reason I want to do this again is just for my posterity, for my children, and if anything were to ever happen to me, they have all of these stories, like both religious and me just silly, and what I was like when I was a young girl. Okay. Like I said, my father passed away in 2013, but before he died, we were talking about, we were having this conversation of what I was like when I was a little girl. And so, I was asking him, and, did I ever get into trouble? Like, because I have a lot of memories, and honestly, I have a lot of journals with all of those memories in them. But from when I was very, very little, I only remember some things, like I remember bits and pieces of preschool and kindergarten. And I remember when I held my baby brother, Daniel, for the first time. I remember that. I'll throw up a picture for that. But anyways, he was telling me about this story about how one time when no one was looking, I went upstairs and took a pencil and drew little families all down the hallway of where we lived in, on both sides of these white walls. And he's telling me this story about all these families, right, that I drew. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, was that when we had the florist? And he was like, yeah, because my dad was a landscaper and did, he did the flowers for like funerals and birthdays and all, like he was very, very talented as a florist. And so he had his own shop. It was called the Brown Florist. And we lived on the top of it. And I have like a couple of pictures somewhere from it. One of them is when me and my two brothers were in the bathtub together. Anyways, so I remember when once he said that, and I remembered it. I remembered being a very young, tiny little girl, and I remember drawing those families. Now, to you might think, well, Beth, that's very typical of a child to draw families. But this was different. And the memory was different. And I just knew the importance of families. And I can't explain it more than that, but, the Spirit even let me know. June of 1984. Now, this is kind of funny because for those of you who know about my addiction to Coke, what am I drinking in that picture? I'm drinking a Coke and I'm eating a grilled cheese sandwich, and this was in my grandmother's house. So this was 2 months before I turned 4, and I had this really long hair, and I cut it all off, y'all. I remember I cut that off, and I cut my brother's hair off too. I cut the bangs, and oh boy, something very special to that. And we know that, and when we read in the scriptures, God said it is not good for man to be alone, and he said he will create a helpmeet for him. And that's what it's all about. It's about families and having eternal families. All right, that's it for this evening. I just wanted to share that with you. You guys have a great week. Love ya.